Rob Dayton with the Masters Program, and I have a question for you. Do you feel like sometimes the world's closing in on you? Do you feel like you're discouraged a lot of the time, both on what you see in your own life and the real, actual challenges that are facing you and are facing the nation? Do you feel like sometimes that's squeezing you in, suffocating you, and making you feel like, man, I am pretty bummed right now? Well, I got an answer for you. What if you could turn that entire thing around? What if you could live in peace and happiness in the storm? Well, in the Masters Program and Life Mastery, we're talking about managing your spirit, managing your soul, managing your mind, and managing your body. If you're not managing those four things, then the storms of this world will make it like you've built your house on sand and rather than the rock. And it's a real simple difference. The simple way to get through this storm now in this current time, very, very simple, is the difference between thankfulness and bitterness. Thankfulness and bitterness. Because what God said in Deuteronomy, He said, I've set before you life or death, blessing or cursing. And He says, choose life. Choose life. Yeah, at the end of the day, all this emotions and how you respond to it is your choice. You get to choose how you respond. Will you respond in bitterness? Will you respond by being upset, bound up, and just, ugh? Or will you respond with blessing and thankfulness, choosing to see the world through God's eyes? You see, Jesus wasn't pissed off or discouraged or sad about the world. He didn't come to judge the world, He came to save it. No, if He was upset about anything, it was the lack of thankfulness. It was to the Christian or the religious mindset that refused to benefit from being a chosen people. You are a Jesus, you are a Christian, you are a little Christ. You need to choose life and choose thankfulness. So here's how it is. This is how it is. And it's not easy. It takes work. You actually have to shift your mindset into a thankfulness mindset. I get caught all the time being looking at that going, oh man, I can't believe that person did that to me. Rather than turning that story around and seeing that person through Jesus' eyes and expressing thankfulness. This happens in all of our roles for life mastery, with our spouse, with our kids, at work, in our kingdom calling. We need to show up with thankfulness. Psalm 100 says that we enter the gates with thankfulness and His courts with praise. We actually usher in the presence of God with thankfulness. So start today. Start looking at what are you seeing before you? What can you find genuinely in that person, in this situation, that's thankful rather than bitterness, that expresses joy rather than hate? That's what's gonna turn your world around. And by the way, you're gonna turn everyone else around with your thankfulness. Not just your inner self, your mind, body, soul, and spirit. That will also start reflecting on your marriage, with your kids, and with people at work. It will rub off. And the more thankfulness you can cultivate, the more joy and love you'll have for this world.